Previously on Chosen Ones. The next week of training continues, with Sparks facing off against Sparks for Wynn's assessment training. Riddle defeats Draga, Essence defeats Shui, Theo defeats Titus, and Brandy and Avayath end their duel in a draw as Brandy redirects a final blow back at the Asmer, bringing them both down. The mentors appear to take a special interest in Brandy after his odd spark is displayed. The party continues back to their cabin after their first day of combat training, wondering what impressions they truly made on the mentors.
Break me down, we keep fracturing, so you forget your place and never find grace. Fly me away before the clouds are paid, so we will lose our wings within the storm. Breathe me in, take what's left of me. I lose my mind to fate, I cannot disgrace. Heart beating hard, erase your belief. I will destroy what's left and run away. Get with the two, I need the shadow in this sea. Come to the page, the curtains rising soon.
You all grab food and keep going back to your cabin, and eventually you reach it and go inside and kind of eat there inside of your cabin. Did you want to say anything to each other as you were eating, or just munch?
Probably munch, but I was wondering, has Theo, from general conversation / knowing Titus, does he know anything about Titus of something he may like or something like that?
Roll history check. We'll determine how close you got.
21, damn.
Damn, I guess you
Your
guys
true love.
hung out. You guys fucking hung out. Sometimes, probably during meals. You would know that he's a pretty big fan of cakes. Whenever there's little pastries and things out, he tends to go for cake.
Because I'm thinking because if it's just there for food in general, it wouldn't mean much if he went and got that, so I guess.
I'll say also with a 21, you would know that he does, you've noticed, at one point Essence was making fun of him for it, and you approached to be like, what's she making fun of you for? And he has a habit of collecting leaves that he presses in a little journal.
Theo's gonna do that! Oh, Theo's gonna do that! Oh, that's perfect! That's perfect. Theo knows plants. He knows plants. He's gonna do it. Can he?
Yeah, you can do it. Roll a nature check. See let's see how good, see the rarity level of the leaf.
15.
15. Okay, you find one that you're pretty sure he didn't have already pressed in this book. Are you gonna go up to his cabin?
Yeah, basically he was he ate his food and he's I'm gonna go out for a sec. I'll be back.
Stay safe.
He nods. He would get the special leaf and then he would go over to the Actually, he'd probably get a few. He'd probably not just one. He'd probably get a few. But yeah, he goes over to their cabin. Which mentor did they go in front of?
I think it was Estel.
He goes to their cabin, and he knocked on the door.
No, it was Estel, because I think Essence picked it, and you were like, bitch with bitch, or whatever.
Oh. But yeah, he goes to their cabin, and he knocks on the door.
As you actually go up to knock, there's no need to knock, because you see Titus is kind of sitting out on the front steps of the cabin eating by himself.
Oh, hi, Titus, am I interrupting?
Oh, hey, Theo. No, Essence is just in a mood, so we all decided to go find somewhere else to eat.
Where is she? Inside?
In the cabin, yes.
Okay. I'm sorry about that, situation.
No, it was fine. I've never been much of a fighter anyway.
Well, I meant about Essence, but I'm sorry about that too.
Oh, I'm learning. She seems to have very high expectations for herself and what she should be able to do, and gets disappointed when she can't.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. Yeah, I just felt bad about how earlier went, so, well, I know you like to press leaves and stuff, so I found these. And he'll sort of he has his own little baggie of little leaves.
You see Titus's face kind of light up when you present those to him, and he smiles and sets down the food that he was eating on the steps. She's like, oh, you didn't have to do that, thank you.
Well, I mean, you like it, and I just figure, I studied plants for a while. I figured I could find something cool for you, so yeah, it was really nothing.
I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, that was all I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
No, you weren't bothering me. Theo, are you having a good time with your roommates here?
I would say so, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out if, I know they wanted us to stay in groups of 4, but I'm not having a very good time with mine.
Theo looks so pained. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I would have liked to be on your team, as well.
No, Riddle and Draga hit it off right away. They've been inseparable since we started off, but, Essence has been, interesting, to say the least. Her expectations extend farther than herself, unfortunately.
I'm sure it's an adjusting period, but, I would say try not to take such harsh judgments to heart. It's less a you thing. I feel it's probably more of a her thing.
No, I can tell it's a her thing. I'm not putting pressure on myself or anything. It's just, she's hard to be around. I'd like to be more understanding towards her, but she seems to, in particular pick on me, and I'm not sure why.
Well, if I can do anything to help.
Maybe I'll bring it up to the mentors. Maybe they'll let us go off in groups of 3 or 2 or something.
I mean, if it bothers you that much, it is worth looking into.
Yeah, I'll ask Estel. She seems to call the shots around here.
I guess so. But you did well today, I think. Even calling surrender, it's a good shot to make.
He smiles a little bit at that, and he's just like, well, we may not have been together long in college, but I knew you probably wouldn't feel well if you brought me down.
Well, you would be right. I'll let you finish your food now.
Talk to you later, Theo.
See ya, have a good day.
And you go back to your cabin. As you enter the cabin, all 4 of you hear a knock on the back door.
We have a back door?
Yeah, there's 2 doors.
Oh, what the fuck?
I want Avayath to be really unaware. He's just like, we have a back door?
You went through it just like at the beginning of the week.
Did you just forget?
Avayath just forgot somehow.
You wouldn't have used it again, probably, since then, so...
Brandy will open the door.
Brandy opens the door.
Yeah.
You see Peter standing there.
Oh, fucking God.
Peter is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Howdy.
Hello. We're supposed to do your weekly check-in, that thing that we did when you first came.
Right.
So, grab your friends, let's go back to my cabin.
Sure. Let's go, y'all.
She was like hiding under his cover.
Gotta check out.
Yeah, Theo goes from one door to the other.
Come on, Shui.
Do I have to go?
Have to go. This is a necessary checkup. Or at least that's what I'm told.
He gets out of bed and will follow behind Avayath. so his form can hide Shui.
So yeah, the 4 of you go and you follow Peter into his cabin, and he goes through the same steps that you go through essentially before. He pulls out that little detector thing, and he initially starts with Avayath, does the quick 4 swipes on either side of you. It comes out red, and he's just like nods at that. Looks over towards Shui, does it to you very fast. It comes out red, and he nods at that. Does it to Theo very fast, and there is no pause this time. It just immediately goes to red, like the other 2. He goes up to Brandy, and he does it very fast. And on the first swipe, it comes up black, and he stops.
What the fuck?
And he looks up at you, and he's just like,
Were you taking what I gave you?
No, you never told me why I was taking it. And I told you I wouldn't take it if you didn't tell me why.
You should take it. I can't tell you until Estel gives the okay.
Well, tell Estel to give me the okay, or give the okay.
Shui speaks up meekly at first, and he's like, Mentor Estel said it was to, and he's thinking, he's trying to remember the word, and he's like, it was to purify you, something in you.
Right, no, I heard that from Libris, I think. But I was never told what the problem was and why I needed to take it.
Peter looks up at you for a moment and then kind of just frowns a little bit and is just like, so, seems a couple people may have talked a little bit to you about it, even if you haven't gotten all the information yet. Listen, Estel is trying to take this at her own pace, and I know it's frustrating. I know it's annoying. She's like this. But she's worried that telling you would cause you to leave, and that could be worse.
Is that right? Well, then I'd like to know what it is. Because if it's something that bad, I think I should have a right to know.
He sighs again, and he puts the detector away. He takes out another vial from the closet. This one appears to be kind of like a darker color than the one he gave you before, with like shimmering light in it. And he looks towards you and says, you are most likely sick with something.
Oh.
Something we're still trying to figure out.
So you don't know, then?
We don't, but we know it only affects Sparks and Chosen Ones, and that's it.
It doesn't seem like it's affecting any of the others here. It doesn't seem contagious.
It's not, as far as we are aware at this point, but it changes. And if we keep people in a place where we can watch more closely and figure out how it's changing and where it's coming from, we're hoping to be able to fix it.
Is this how that other one died?
Merlin?
Yeah.
Yes, Merlin got sick.
Gotcha. Insight check, though.
Go for it.
13.
13? He seems to be telling the truth.
Also, history for me because of what Theo thought Brandy had.
What are you rolling history for?
Basically, at the beginning of the campaign when we first met Brandy, I did a history roll for something that you sent me, and that's what Theo assumed Brandy had. With this new knowledge, I don't know how to explain it. Does it sound like the same thing, or does it sound like...
I would say you can put something together that, based on what you do know about that and what Peter's talked a little bit about this, they don't sound like the same thing.
So he has both? That's what Theo's gonna conclude. Theo instantly just like worry. Instant extreme worry.
I appreciate a little bit more info. How often am I supposed to take this?
This is different. Your symptoms appear to have gotten worse because you didn't take the God's liquor. So this is something a little more potent. A different kind of God's liquor. This one is... He looks up at you and smiles a little bit. God's brandy.
Alright. Ha ha ha. What are the symptoms exactly, though? Because I haven't felt anything.
You haven't felt anything, but you displayed signs of something today that are worrisome.
What is that? My spark?
Yes. Your eyes changed to black, and that is a symptom.
I mean, they just do that sometimes when I do that magic.
According to my indicator, you also are having traces of it, though.
Alright. I will keep that in mind. Do I just shoot this down then, or what?
Take a sip of it every night.
Every night?
Every night.
Alright, gotcha.
What about the initial God's liquor that you...
That won't do anything anymore.
Sorry, Brandy.
No, I didn't know. I'll keep it in mind.
Do not tell Estel that I told you.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Brandy,
You said you came from a forest at one point. You didn't answer me what it looked like, which one.
I don't remember. I'll be honest, there are so many woods around, I don't remember where exactly it is, where I was from.
I see. The black eyes are a first symptom. Do you see any substances on your skin? It looks sort of like moss, black moss to be exact. That is one of the final stages.
Anything that looks like what?
Black moss. That is what we've just been calling it. The moss.
I see. Gotcha.
What about glowing marks? Is that anything?
Peter kind of looks at you for a moment and just says, glowing marks, what do you mean?
Like, he looks at Brandy.
Brandy doesn't say anything. Just like looks at Theo like, shut up.
Never mind.
Roll an insight check real fast.
7.
You don't notice anything.
He's worried about Brandy, okay?
Well, if that was all of your questions for today, then just, like I said, take that God's brandy every night, and we'll come back in a week and see where things are.
He pops it open. What does it smell like?
It smells like sulfur.
Ugh. Ugh.
That is a different god's tears. That is the god Verada.
Gotcha. Verada's got some smelly tears.
He'll take a sip.
All right. So hold on one sec.
Theo watches worriedly.
Okay. So there's like a very strange warmth that you feel when you drink a sip from this vial, and you are going to regain, or not regain, you are going to gain 2 to your hit point total.
Oh, completely?
Yeah.
Forever?
Yeah.
Fuck. Hell yeah.
This shit tastes great!
Theo looks worried at Brandy as he takes a sip, and then as he, brings it down, he's like, any, feelings?
How does it taste, though? Yeah.
It tastes bitter, but there is like a subtle sweetness to it.
Yeah, that's brandy.
Just be careful with that. There's a reason we don't start with that substance. It has some after effects, so...
What kind of after effects?
Well, while ญัØØ is a different kind of god from Verada, Verada is a god of wrath and grief, so...
Oh, fuck.
So I might get angry.
It can change emotional states if you have too much.
Theo just literally I have my jaw drop open in real life. So I'm just like, oh god, that's probably what Theo's doing, just worried, I guess.
I wish we could have started with the smaller thing, but I understand your hesitation and why you aren't trusting. I wouldn't trust us either.
It's good to know. No, I appreciate the bit more forthrightness. It is appreciated.
Of course.
That feels weird.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Your combat today was rather interesting.
You mean my getting my shit beat in? Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It's an interesting strategy I was going for.
I haven't seen an Eldritch Blast like that before.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? It kind of switches on me every now and then.
I see. Estelle told me it was different when she gave her report.
Yeah. It changes every now and then. So, I don't know with that. I'm new to magic, kinda.
Well, why don't you all go to bed for the evening then?
Sounds like a good idea. Let's head off, boys.
Let's head off.
Theo just looks worried. He just looks so worried now.
Brandy will just kind of lean down to him and be like,
I'm fine, don't worry about it.
It's all strange, and I'm worried for you.
Trust me, if I'd known it was bad before, or how bad it might be, I would have been more open to it, but I didn't. I'll be okay, though. I got a history of dealing with grief and anger. I've got a pretty good hold on it now.
Theo looks at Brandy for a while, actually, at that.
He will smile back.
He kind of just, like, squint. Not, like, accusatory, but more like a squint of concern.
Mm-hmm.
He makes note of that.
Peter actually speaks up as you all start to leave, and is just like, Avayath, would you mind staying back for a moment?
Shui's jaw drops.
Okay, I'll catch up with the rest of you later.
Sounds good. Stay safe.
Shui is at a loss for words. Can, like, Theo or somebody, like, grab Shui and just be like, come on, Shui.
Yeah, Brandy will put his arm around Shui and be like, let's go, bud.
Shui's body turns to walk, like, back to the cabin, but his head is still turned around looking at Avayath and Peter.
Avayath looks confused, like looking at Peter and then back at his party and then at Peter and then back at the party again, like, why is Peter talking to me?
Peter is doing what he did back at the training grounds. He has his sword, like, still sheathed out in front of him and is, like, using it to kind of, like, hold himself up as he's, like, looking at you.
So what is it, Peter?
He kind of takes in a shaky breath for a moment. He's like, you said when we first met you were a hero that had a lot of great deeds, I suppose, under your belt.
Yes. I gained the title of the Undead Slayer after my many adventures.
You said you defeated someone known as the Avayath at one point.
Yes, I did.
Can you tell me how?
How?
Yes, I want to know how you did it.
Well, it, like, takes a little while to answer that question. So Avayath starts telling the story of, like, oh, when the Avayath came to invade our city, I hit him with a divine smite. And then he hit me back a couple times, but I was able to block most of the hits. And he just keeps rambling. I want to see how good he is at, like, telling the story dramatically with a roll. Part of the reason why I gave him high performance is just to see how well he can tell stories. 12. Oh. I guess he's a little worn out, so he's not on his game.
He's tired. He's tired and taken off guard by this meeting. Go ahead and roll insight, though, as you're telling this story.
Alright, insight, 7.
Never mind. So as you are telling this story, Peter is just completely quiet, listening to you go on about this. And it's almost like you've just told this story so many times that you're a little, like, robotic at this point because you're so tired in the day. It's clear that you're just telling the story the way that you've always told it because you've told it so many times at this point.
Yeah.
And he, at one point, puts up a hand to stop you and just says, thank you, that's enough. I just wanted to hear how he died.
Well, I hit him with a divine smite into the forest, and he fell into the darkness, and I checked while he was in there. Didn't seem to have any life left in him.
Peter nods at this and is just like, you did a very good thing that day. A lot of people thank you for that.
It was hard work, but what makes me more glad than anything is that the people are safe.
Well, I hope that your training here goes well. You seem like you already know a bit about what you're doing.
I've been an adventurer for quite a while now, but truth be told, I haven't quite reached my goal yet.
And what's your goal?
I'm hoping that I'm a chosen one that everyone can believe in. I try to act confident so that people don't feel scared when I'm on their side.
He looks up at you. He looks physically pained by what you just said.
I know. I just want there to be a chosen one that, that everyone feels is a hero.
He nods at that and he's like, I understand that. We've had a lot of chosen ones that didn't quite meet the bar. Why don't you go off then?
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too, Avayath. Maybe you have something to teach me.
Well, I'm sure you have plenty to teach me as well.
He openly scoffs at that.
I don't have much left to teach.
We'll see about that.
And you exit, and he pulls the door closed behind you, and I want you to roll another perception check as you leave.
15.
15. Okay, as he's closing that door, you see something kind of engraved in the wood start to glow for a moment as he closes it, and you hear it lock. And that is all that you see.
Avayath will remember that. But he won't say anything, and he'll go back to his room.
So when Avayath comes back, Shui's like waiting at the door, arms crossed, with like a tiny little pout on his face. And so when Avayath comes in, he's like, well, what'd you talk about?
He just asked me questions about my adventures. Seemed a little strange.
Yeah, well, at least he notices you.
Shui, don't be like that. He'll notice you in no time. It's only the beginning of our training here.
Is Avayath armored?
Yeah.
Okay. Just curious. Shui kind of looks away, crosses his arms. He's going to attack Avayath. Not like, obviously, like, hit. But like, he's going to try to, like, get in, like, the cracks in the armor and try to tickle him. Or some shit.
Oh my god.
But I will.
I was in the middle of drinking.
I'm gonna roll to hit. 13 plus 9. No, I lied.
Oh.
Well, I don't know what to do. Do I just do my regular attack bonus?
If you want this to work, just go with the +9.
Okay. If you want this to work.
Yeah, because his AC is so high, it's like busted.
Yeah. I try to tickle Avayath.
What are you doing?
I like climb up him, I mount him.
Don't say that!
No, you don't.
I climb up and I try to tickle him. He's like, take this!
Stop!
And then Avayath accidentally breaks your neck trying to get you off.
Oh no.
So they're just making a ruckus now.
And Avayath will try to tickle him back.
She's like, stop it! And he's just like laughing.
He's so fucking...
This is something. Theo's like he's like sitting on his bed, like kind of tiredly looking at them. Just like,
watching these 5-year-olds do a tickle contest.
How do we get from this emotional scene about Avayath being like, I want to be a hero that everyone can believe in, I'm basically All Might, to Shui and Avayath having a tickle fight?
Alright, so you guys continue whatever this is for a bit longer. And eventually tire yourselves out and you guys start to go to bed for the evening. Are you guys doing anything before going to bed?
Brandy's gonna do the same thing they did like a week ago. He's gonna do a little patrol.
So while you are out on your patrol, Theo, you wake up.
Oh shit. Okay, wakes up.
So you kind of wake up in the middle of the night, and Brandy is not in the room right now. Shui and Avayath look fucking out. They exhausted themselves. I want you to roll a wisdom save.
Okay, Theo is immediately concerned, but here we go. Wisdom. What's his wisdom save? 14.
That does not pass. So you're kind of sitting there in bed and you're looking around and you are very concerned about where Brandy is, because he's not in the cabin right now, and you just want to go out and search for him very badly, but you feel this need to be very quiet for some reason as you make your way out and go out the back door. I want you to roll stealth, and I want Brandy to roll perception.
Okay, well this is unfortunate because Theo's definitely in his like tank top and shorts pajamas to go outside, so he's gonna be cold.
Oh, that's a 6, baby.
Unless I get nat 1 or 2, then I'm probably going to get higher than yours. 21.
Oh yeah. So almost anyone from the outside perspective looking in this, it's like Brandy's going around one corner and Theo's going around the other, and they're just circling around so they don't see each other essentially. Theo goes out the back door and just kind of starts wandering around, just out in his pajamas.
Yeah, literally, he's gonna be cold.
And as you are kind of out walking around in your pajamas, you stop for a moment as something that you see coming up kind of startles you. Even without having dark vision and not being able to see, you see this outline of something in the distance. A figure that is very tall, about 10 feet tall, with these large, distorted horns that look almost like branches coming off of its head, and these glowing white eyes as it turns towards you. And you hear something in your head, but you do not see anything close enough to you to sound this close.
He blinks and thinks that it said help. So he blinks and he just kind of is looking at it, scared, of course, but also like Sounded like it said help, so...
Anyone out there?
Okay, he has like a little gasp at that. Does it sound like it's coming from this creature?
It just sounds like it's in your head.
Let's see. What kind of creature is this?
You wouldn't know. You've never seen anything like this before.
I wouldn't know, but Theo has stuff.
Okay. What is your stuff?
His stuff is that his favorite enemy is beast.
It is not a beast, no.
Okay. Can he do some sort of check to check if this is a genuine cry for help?
Go for it. You can just roll insight.
7.
Hard to read.
Oh god. What'd he do?
You see it go down to all fours as it's staring at you.
Okay, his heart rate is sky high now.
I want you to roll another wisdom save.
Okay, he was like already arms crossed because it's colder out. But now he's like arms crossed and like hugging himself because he's scared. Wisdom save? 20, not 20.
Damn, okay, so this feeling that you're like, I have to go out, I have to find Brandy, I have to know where he is, and this also like feeling that you've had like, but I have to be quiet for some reason, it just leaves you. Any desire to be quiet or anything that was pushing you to come out this way is gone.
Okay, well, and also, I feel like this is a pretty terrifying beast, and he's out here alone, and it's dark, and it's on all fours now, like, it's about to attack him, so he's gonna scream!
Okay, roll a perception check, Brandy.
For a scream? Gotcha.
You can roll with advantage.
Okay, sure. Okay. Wow. 7.
You go to scream, Theo, and you do scream, but it's almost like the place around you is completely silent. Like, you feel yourself scream and you hear it come out of your mouth, but it feels like it didn't go very far for some reason.
Okay, well, he's gonna run now. He like goes backwards for a bit to kind of keep an eye on it, but then he will turn and run.
Okay, it does not appear to be following you as you run.
He is still worried about Brandy, though. Even though, like, that was part of the wisdom save, he is still worried about Brandy.
You, as you are running back, I'll say Brandy on one of his patrols around, you see him, like, starting to go around the building.
He's gonna shout to him to get his attention.
Roll a perception check again, Brandy.
Brandy?
11.
You go to, like, scream again, Theo, and it has that same effect where you scream, it comes out of your mouth, it's loud, but it doesn't feel like it travels very far. But Brandy, you just get the faintest hint of like Theo's voice. It almost sounds muffled, like it's behind like layers of cloth or something.
He's fucking crying, I'm just gonna say. if it just keeps happening like this, he's gonna cry.
Yeah, we'll turn around to look around.
You see Theo running towards you.
Oh, immediately drops everything and rushes over. Theo, what the hell's going on? Why are you out here right now? Why are you
we should,
not dressed?
We should go back inside.
What? What's wrong? What up?
He's like trying to tug him to the cabin.
What did you see? Why are you out here? Is there something wrong? What?
Basically, he has like tears in his eyes and he's like hyperventilating because he's crying, and running. But also he's just like, we need to get back inside because there's this big thing, and then I couldn't scream.
He will follow, but still is like looking around to see what's freaking Theo out so bad.
Roll a perception check.
Great! These are going great. 7!
You do not notice anything.
It's fine, it doesn't matter, we just need to get inside, please God.
Yeah, he will follow.
The second you close the door behind you, you just hear on the door.
Instant icy fear as he's like about to cry again.
Brandy looks towards the door and is like, for fuck's sake, not you again.
What is it? Who? What, huh?
Get gone!
Get gone.
Yeah, you fucking heard me. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Okay, stop talking to it, I think.
He knows we're in here.
Stop talking.
Yeah.
Okay, well, He's like, he basically does the same thing Brandy did, where he's like leaning against the door and he's kind of like freaking out.
Yeah, Brandy is very close to Theo, like up against the wall, listening, basically.
I'm so stupid. I don't even know why I went out.
No, you're fine. What got you up in the middle of the night? What happened?
You weren't there.
I was patrolling. I do a runaround every now and then.
Okay, well, tell me next time, I think, because...
Brandy, you see one of those giant windows. You see it staring directly in at the both of you.
Would it be considered a humanoid?
It would.
I wanted to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Just on the off chance.
Got a 25.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work. He tries to cast something towards it, and it doesn't take. And he's like, fuck.
What?
I was trying to get it to fucking go.
He looks out the window, I guess. Is it still there?
It absolutely is, yes. You've noticed that as you guys are talking, Shui and Avayath have not moved at all. It's like they do not hear you.
I don't like it. I don't like this.
Yeah, this is real rough.
Who is your favorite?
Ugh. Is this some kind of fucking prank?
Prank. What are you doing here?
Swear to Christ, if this is some kind of joke, that fucking Essence is playing or some shit.
I don't think she'd be this terrible.
You'd be surprised. What do you want?
What do you want?
For you to leave.
Leave?
Yeah.
You're an awful creature, aren't you?
He doesn't look happy about that.
What did it say?
Said, you're an awful creature, aren't you?
Stop talking to it.
It kind of approaches and very gently places a hand on the glass.
God, I hate this.
When it does, you see that like very dark substance that you can't see through, that doesn't appear to be any sort of magical darkness or anything. It almost seems to like recede on its hand as it touches the glass, and you see a rather humanoid looking hand underneath it that pulls back, and it very quickly pulls away from the window and looks at the both of you.
Is it... Wait. Theo stands up. He's thinking. What was that? Is it trapped?
Merlin.
No response.
That's a first. Is it the black moss shit? Maybe?
Peter?
No response.
Who the hell is that?
Get out of here.
And then it's gone.
I'm sorry I brought you here, Brandy.
No, it ain't your fault. Saw this thing the first night we were here too. I thought it was just a nightmare.
Why didn't you...
Does that thing look... I don't remember if I asked the first time, but does that thing look at all familiar whatsoever?
Roll a history check.
Okay. My rolls have been off the charts for the last 7, so... 11.
You think you might recognize... Its voice sounds a little familiar to you, especially tonight. It sounds more clear to you than it did before, but you can't place it.
I don't know what the hell that is, but we gotta just... Let's not go out at night, yeah?
Yeah, no, don't... If you must do patrols, don't do it alone, and maybe just don't.
Yeah. I wasn't aware that was real. I thought I had a nightmare. Alright, good to know.
I don't think I could go back to sleep now.
Well, try your best. I can stay up a little longer. I'm sure we got training and shit tomorrow, so...
he'll climb back up to the top bunk that's his, and kind of like curl up in the blanket. But like he's sitting up, but he's cold now, so he's just kind of gonna sit there and stare at his bed for a while.
All right, and as you try to go to sleep for the night, and Brandy stays up to kind of watch over, the next morning kind of rolls around with the sun coming up over the horizon, and a familiar knock on the door from Wind greeting you for your next day of training.
I'm here crying out for you, so you'll find me at last and wipe away our past. Even now, falling towards something beyond this new script. The show starts without stars. I'm here crying out for you, so you'll find me at last.